Imagine this. Lovers decide to go to a romantic forest camp to get some fresh air, but things go so horribly wrong that they have to fight for their lives. A young couple, Sam and Ian, decide to embark on a romantic trip to spend the New Year's celebrations far from the city. However, the pair made an unplanned stop at the store after realizing they had forgotten their champagne back in the hotel. The giant Rottweiler dog in the parked pickup scared Sam when it growled at her, but she proceeded and entered the store while Ian stayed behind to look at the road map, figuring out the correct direction despite the fact that the map was confusing him. He decided to ask the pickup owner and a local resident named German. The man suggested taking a different route is more preferable because there are more lovely spots for a romantic break, and in addition, the road to the wild beach is less creepy. The moment the couple returned to the road and continued their journey, Ian spotted a high-speed white truck approaching in the mirror, chasing after them. Ian got terrified, lost control of the car, and nearly crashed into the side of the road as the chasing pickup drove by. He eventually turned around and broke off the highway. Upon their arrival at the bridge, the couple found a car parked in the middle of the road, from which their car couldn't continue. So they strolled the rest of the distance. Upon their arrival, the couple discovered that there was already a tent, which surprised them because they weren't expecting to find other people at the beach. Ian assures her that they will find a good place where they can spend time together. Once tent setting was over, Sam decided to take a brave step and surprise Ian with a marriage proposal to become her husband, which he of course accepted since it had been on his mind since he met her. Sam is very excited and gets on her mobile to inform her sister, but there is no signal. When Ian proceeded in the woods to collect firewood, he discovered a kid's hat bearing the name Ollie. He took it lightly, thinking maybe it belonged to the neighbors. German gets up and wakes his friend Chuck with the assistance of his giant dog. They head to the closest store, where they look at a gorgeous woman with filthy minds, asking themselves if she's old enough for the large disaster. Their next stop is at the pub to celebrate New Year's Day. They approach two attractive girls and attempt to befriend them, but the girls seem uninterested in men. There is an argument between them after Chuck took German's photo with the tourist girls in the pub. German grabs and breaks associates' cell phones during private chats in the restroom, telling him that he has already served enough time in jail and does not intend to go back because of a foolish compromise. He also informs Chuck that he observed a young couple making their way to Falls for camping. Ian and Sam set up a campfire, taking their refreshments as well, but Sam overexerted and broke the ring pull. Ian offered her his multi-purpose knife to open the can. While enjoying a romantic night of their tent to read literature and remind themselves of the first day they met each other. Later, Sam decides to go with a touch to ease herself, but she screams after hearing some noise. Ian comes for her rescue but believes this to be a beast after glancing at the closest bushes. He comforts her and tells her there is no need to panic. As the new year approaches, Chuck gives one of the girls a kiss, but she rejects him and walks off with her friend. The young couple did not witness the charm of the hour because they'd overslept, so Ian wound his watch back 10 minutes, then counted down and congratulated each other on a holiday. A few moments later, Ian spots a wild pig scavenging through their food while easing himself. Then, he removes the boxes and takes them to the vehicle, only to discover that the back wheel is broken. Sam wakes up later in the afternoon and is forced to check on the neighbors because she hasn't seen anyone since they came. She only found out that the tent was still vacant and devoid of any traces of life when she called Ian. The couple assumes something terrible has happened to them, and Sam suggests they should call the ranger. Ian has to fix the broken wheel before leaving. Sam gathers everything that can be useful and puts it in the car while Ian is fighting with the bolts to change the wheel. On her way back to the tent, Sam calls her boyfriend for help after noticing a small boy named Ollie has passed out with no sign of his folks. As a doctor, Ian knows that the boy requires immediate medical assistance and must be taken to the hospital. It is evident that Ollie has been in the jungle alone for a few days. Due to their broken automobile, Ian decided to use the boy's family roadside vehicle. Unfortunately, the keys are missing. Then he heads to the neighbor's tent to retrieve the keys. German learned that his pal Chalk left him and went hunting since he was bored. The hunter encountered the couple and claimed to have seen the boy's family a few days prior. He surmised that maybe they got into trouble when they were near the waterfall. Sam suggests leaving this place immediately, but Chuck advises against it, asserting that the boy's family could be anywhere and the boy may have simply become separated from them. It will take just a few minutes to find them, so he offers to climb to the top of the cliff and watch, and if possible, Ian should accompany him. Sam doesn't like the idea, but after making some considerations, Ian agrees to give it a shot. Chalk and Ian get the riffle and gear and head to the waterfall, leaving Sam to attend to the young child. Sam should insist on hitting the horn if she needs their assistance. 3 days before these events occurred. The family consists of husband Rob and wife Margaret, who arrived at the beach with their 2 kids, Emily, the daughter, and Ollie, the youngest. They made the decision to use this weekend to go camping as well as celebrate New Year's Day together as a family. The family gathers around in the evening to share fascinating anecdotes and local folklore around the fire. The wife and husband wanted to visit the waterfall the following morning, but Emily chose to stay behind keeping their tent. She even took a memento picture for her parents. After Rob and Margaret left, Emily started hearing weird sounds from the bushes, and she became afraid. Then she decided to wait for her parents in the car parked on the roadside. Chuck and German came here after noticing the cute teenager seemingly sleeping in the car. Before becoming ecstatic, first German walked to the tent to check to make sure that no one would witness their actions, while Chuck started trying to open the car door, which made Emily wake up. She got terrified and began to hit the horn while shouting. The sound alarmed Rob and Margaret, who decided to go back, leaving Margaret with Ollie. German walks back to the car and immediately starts threatening Emily with a weapon while yelling at her to get out. The man subdued Emily inside the car as she feared for her life. Rob raced in time to arrive, but Margaret had to drop her son off at the tent. The moment Margaret got to the car, she found that the two hunters were grabbing her daughter, and the husband was lying on the ground. Margaret hurled herself at them as Emmy tried to flee. However, German opened fire in the air, threatening to kill both her parents if she took another step forward. German and Chuck took the family prisoner and forced them to stroll in the woods to the cliff, where they took advantage of the mother and daughter while making Rob witness the horrific event. Chuck grabbed Emily's phone after their actions, opened the gallery and learned that they had a little kid with them who was missing. Then German promised Margaret to spare her kid and not hurt him. Both gunmen decided to play some kind of game before finding out who the best shotter was. German placed the can bottle on Rob's head, but it kept falling off. Chuck did not hold out and shot Emily's father after the bottle fell again. German makes the decision to show off his prowess and tries to do exactly the same thing with Margaret. When the woman refused to comply, he struck her until she passed out. German missed a couple times, but he didn't want to let Chuck win the competition. So he shot Margaret before taking Emily down and abandoning their bodies to perish in the forest. German and Chuck went straight back to the tent, looking for Ollie, but the young boy had already escaped into the woodland. The film shifts back to Ian and Chuck as they approach the cliff. They discover the corpses of a man and a young girl. Astonished, the doctor urges him to go back and call the police. However, Chuck is against it as one of the victims' bodies is missing. As it turned out, Margaret survived and fell when she was trying to escape, but they soon located her because of the blood trails on the ground. Sam is currently taking care of Ollie while seated in the vehicle waiting for her boyfriend. Chuck completes Margaret out of fear that she will report him to the authorities. German finds Sam with the child as she asks for assistance from him. He learns that she's alone when she informs him that one hunter went with her boyfriend to look for the boy's folks. Once Sam sees German grab the rifle from his pickup, she runs back to lock herself inside the car. German decides to break the car window to forcefully pull Sam out, but she defends herself by slicing his hand with a multi-purpose knife. Sam picks up the baby from the car and flees into the woods as German stops the bleeding. Then he opens the door for the Rottweiler dog to pursue her. However, it draws its attention to the wild pig, leaving Sam to flee. Chuck chose to get rid of the witness by killing Ian, but he gives it a second thought. He wants to make him watch when he is taking advantage of his beautiful girlfriend. Ian smacks him down and takes off running before hiding in the gully. Chuck fires a quick shot that hits the target after spotting the movement from a distance. He got sad when he realized that he unintentionally shot his associate, German, who was after Ian's girlfriend. Sam concealed herself in the bushes, but Chuck discovered her when Ollie started to cry. Ian was tempted to take the wounded German's rifle. However, he heard Sam screaming and went back to his cover, where he witnessed in horror as Chuck threatened Sam with a weapon to put the kid down. Acknowledging that his comrade can no longer make it through, Chuck fulfills German's final wish and fires at him. Following that, Chuck drags Sam all the way to the edge of the cliff, shouting in his voice to Ian that he will be waiting for him because he has to witness the event, as he promised him. Ian decided to grab the corpse's car keys and run to the truck, and immediately stepped on the gas to look for help so that he could save his girlfriend. Chuck took advantage of Sam since she is helpless and can't fight back. Then he decided to follow Ian after learning that he had just departed. Sam sees that the boy is missing, and that the dog is lying close to the owner's corpse, then convinces herself that Ian left with the baby to save him. Chuck calls Sam's boyfriend a coward who can't fight for his girlfriend. He puts Sam in the truck and steps on the gas in order to stop Ian before escaping. Not until Sam grabbed the steering wheel did the accident occur, causing both of them to pass out. Ian eventually reaches the police station, asking for assistance. Immediately, the sheriff and his deputy race through the woods to return to the scene at night. Upon awakening, Sam realizes she cannot untie herself due to her bound hands. So she switches on the car's headlights to draw attention from the police cars that are visible in the distance. The officer ordered Ian to stay behind in the car when he noticed his girlfriend was still alive. It turns out that this is a trap, despite the police's best efforts to assist Sam. Chalk kills both officers before threatening Ian with a rifle since he freed himself into the bushes earlier. Sam composes and unties herself and attempts to escape, but the hunter warns her about the dire consequences that await her boyfriend if she runs away. She became subdued and emerged from her cover. Sam treated her lover's wound with Chalk's approval to stop the bleeding. Sam regrettably learns that Ian didn't go with the boy to the police. She comes to comprehend that the beautiful soul remained in the wilderness, and she doesn't know what will happen to him. Chalk allows Sam to sit at the steering wheel as per Chalk's demands in the back seat. She drives for some miles. However, she realizes that the criminal is in pain from his broken leg and feels every bump in the road. Then she intentionally steps on the gas and flips the police car over in the middle of the road. Sam exited the car and beat Chalk with her hands, who had come outside earlier searching for his gun. Sam locates the rock to eliminate the criminal and put an end to the fight. Later, Sam awakens while recuperating in the hospital. She walks to the next room to look at her boyfriend, who is also recovering from the injuries. This brings the movie to an end. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to watch more of my videos. Have a good day.